Hey guys, my name is Marta, welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking about Giovanni's Room by James Baldwin, an American modern classic exploring sexuality in the 50s. In this book we follow David, a young American man who is at the beginning of the novel in the south of France, and he receives a letter telling him that his friend Giovanni is going to be executed. The receiving of this letter will make him start remembering how this event ended up happening, and we will then go back in time to the moment he was staying in Paris after going abroad right after his father found out he had been having a relationship with a man, and how he there met this woman who left him to go to Spain, and while he was alone in Paris he met Giovanni, this gay man with whom he started a very short but passionate love relationship. Soon after meeting Giovanni, our main character moves to Giovanni's place, Giovanni's room, which gives name to the novel, and this very small and messy room will become more than a room itself. It will become a space of freedom in which our main character will be able to get in touch with his true self, and in which he will feel in a way safe enough to be who he really is. In Giovanni's room, our main character will discover and will for sure be sure that he is homosexual, and in Giovanni's room he will have some of his most passionate encounters. I would like to read you a passage in which he talks about this room for the first time, and in which he explains better than I just did how this room becomes more than a room, both in the novel and for our main character. I scarcely know how to describe that room. It became, in a way, every room I had ever been in, and every room I find myself in hereafter will remind me of Giovanni's room. I did not really stay there very long. We met before the spring began, and I left there during the summer. But it still seems to me that I spent a lifetime there. Life in that room seemed to be occurring underwater, and as I say, and it is certain that I underwent a sea change there. So basically that this room becomes a space of freedom, and this room becomes in a way a constant reminder of who he really is. However, despite this love affair he has with Giovanni, our main character is constantly in war with himself and with his feelings in this very short novel. We will see how he is constantly scared of being caught in a gay relationship, and how he is constantly feeling under threat of being seen. He will describe in a scene how he feels like an animal in the zoo, and he will constantly be reflecting on how he feels very naked, both literally and not literally, in a lot of scenes in the novel. But as this passage that I just read you suggest, his relationship with Giovanni is not a very long one, since his to-be wife will soon come back and he will have to cut every type of bond he established between him and Giovanni while she was away. Once his wife comes back, our main character becomes more scared than ever of who he is. He becomes even more ashamed, and he starts this sort of imaginary war between himself and his body. Every encounter he has with his wife in the novel will be a way of denying his true self, and at the same time will be a constant reminder of who he really is. He defines the moments he spends with his wife after she comes back as a nightmare, and he describes his sexual encounters as some sort of hatred. and I will read you this very short passage in which he discusses this. Much has been written of love turning to hatred, of the heart growing cold with the death of love. This is a remarkable process. It is far more terrible than anything I have ever read about it, more terrible than anything I will ever be able to say. As you can see, once his wife comes back, he starts to realize who he really is, and he will both start to hate his wife for it, for making him cut his relationship with Giovanni, and at the same time he will hate his wife for being a constant reminder of who he is, a gay man. Overall, since I don't want to discuss much else of the novel itself, because I don't want this to be filled with spoilers, I have to say that this is a very beautifully written novel. James Baldwin's writing style is at the same time very passionate, at the same time very easy, and at the same time very symbolic. And this melange of things I just said might not make a lot of sense, but once you read it you will find out how his language is simple, but how the sentences he elaborates are filled with symbolism and are filled with a passion that really shows how our main character feels, since this book is written in first person. His writing style and the way he plays with present and past in the novel is also a very unique style that really makes you reflect on how these past events he's telling us have affected the person he is now and how he is feeling both towards Giovanni and towards himself. This is a book about a constant denial both of one's identity and of one's present, and it's a book in which a lot of themes are explored in such a few pages. It's overall a book that I highly suggest you read. It's a book that is worth more than one read, and I annotated a lot. I marked a lot of passages that I would love to discuss with anyone, but that I don't want to discuss here because I don't want to end up reading you half of the novel, because my aim with this video is for you to read it yourself. This was a 5 out of 5 stars read. It's a book that I was hooked to, but at the same time didn't want to finish so early, because it's a book in which each chapter, each page has a lot to say. It's a book in which each paragraph has a lot to explore about being yourself, about sexuality, and about shame. And it's a book that encompasses a lot of themes and a lot of ways of being yourself and of being both in peace and at war with your body at the same time. That it's a book worth reading and rereading and examining and re-examining. So yeah, I would absolutely suggest you read Giovanni's Room, and if you have read it, please DM me, because I am free any day at any time to discuss this novel. It's also a very short book, so the number of pages it has are not an excuse for you to not to read it. And yeah, I think that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, comment down below if you've read Giovanni's Room, and if you have, please talk to me. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me, give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!